Welcome to Georgia 400 South. Well, it appears that my headlight is aimed too far up. See it jiggling up there? Gonna have to fix that soon. Guess I must have bumped it. Let's try that. In Atlanta, motorcycles can use the HOV lane. Sometimes it helps. What we can't do though is lane split. And with the way these drivers are around here, I wouldn't want to. So tonight we're going to Victory. This sandwich bar. I don't know if it's a sandwich bar or what it's called. They have alcohol and I guess little sandwiches, so if that's a sandwich bar, maybe. People tell me I'm crazy for riding in Atlanta traffic, and they might be right. I mean, this is the tail end of rush hour, and I'm doing 7 miles an hour. 8. Oh, I just said 8. There's a Cirque du Soleil over there. Yep, not another motorcycle in sight.
guys, what's up? So it's actually a few days later and I never really got to finish off the video from bike night at Victory. Because as I was leaving the parking lot and I didn't start recording yet, I had just left and started going down the road and my throttle cable broke. So I lost power right in the middle of the road and I had to pull over on the side of the road. I had just literally left the parking lot like, I don't know, 30 seconds away. I was just like taking off down the road. I was going to do some happy faces and all of a sudden I lost power. So I pulled over, check out what was going on. I didn't know what it was at first. Then I figured it out that the throttle cable had broken. I'm on a chopper. I didn't bring any tools with me. And so I was kind of freaking out a little bit because I'm in the middle of downtown Atlanta and there's no way I'm leaving my bike there. So I called my buddy who was with me at Victory because he was still hanging out and asked him to come over because literally I was 30 seconds away. So he came out and he didn't really have any tools either. He's got like this big adventure bike and he's got like one little tool pack that has like a single wrench and those crappy little screwdrivers that you can flip, you know, the bit in and out, so you either have a Phillips side or a flathead side. Luckily though, I was able to fix my throttle with that flathead screwdriver. And so I'm gonna go and show you what happened and how I fixed it to get home. And it was the weirdest thing riding home, let me tell you. I'm gonna show you this video in slow motion and see if you can kind of notice what's going on with my throttle as I'm riding home. Alright, so let me show you what's going on here. So here we have the throttle. And this throttle has two cables, one here and one here. This one opens the throttle, this one closes the throttle. So when you pull back on the throttle, this one pulls up and opens. When you push back forward, this one pulls up and closes it. But what happened was this one broke. So when you pull back on it, you get nothing. So I was dead in the water, or in the middle of the street. If we look down here at the carburetor, you can see that here's where the closed cable used to go in, and here's the open cable. So this opened the throttle, this closed the throttle. So you can see what I did here was I had to pull out my broken throttle cable from over here and take this one out from here and move it over to here. But I also had to move the ends of them, which I don't know if you can see it because I could barely see it at night when I was out there in the dark. So this is where one of the cables was, and this is the throttle. So this is the open, this is the close. So I moved the closed one to the open. I don't know if you can see it, but these sleeves have a slit in them, and this cable fit nicely down in here, but the other side it did not fit in. So I had to use that screwdriver to kind of twist open that slit to get this thing to go seat in there so that I would be able to use this cable. So if you can guess, on the way home, whenever I wanted to actually throttle, I had to push it forward. And let me tell you, that is a really weird feeling, having pulled back on the throttle my whole life, but this time having to push forward to go. Riding home in the dark from downtown Atlanta and you're having to do exactly the opposite of what you usually do, it's a very weird feeling, and I had to really concentrate. Alright, so let's get this thing up on the lift and change out those throttle cables. at the very end. Alright, so that wraps it up. The bike night at Victory was pretty cool. There's quite a eclectic group of motorcyclists there and motorcycles, and everything from vintage to retro to brand new. I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. So I recommend it next time they have a bike night there. So if you guys like this content, you want to see more like this, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you like it, hit that like button, because that helps me out, encourages me to keep going forward. That's it for this episode. Later, skaters. Yep, that deserves a beer.